If it weren't for your chalkboard skin, maybe my fingernails, they might have made less noise when you were trying to say goodbye. And it's not that your skin was too hard, it just spoke in a language that I couldn't read, and I couldn't always hear you over that itching silence that burst like the tip of a really big pimple that reaches the mirror just in time for us to see each other at our worst. But you can only wake up beside somebody you don't love so many times before you find yourself sleeping in on purpose. We always had a back door to our commitments. We each kept a key in our back pockets just in case we needed to get away. And short notice didn't give us much time, and just thinking you might be pregnant seemed to help you realize you never wanted to be with me in the past, let alone the future. And the here and now was the only present I ever offered you, and all it took was a pin drop to burst the bubble, and we both just ran for our lives. I'm now searching for that spot where hindsight might highlight the exact moment when everything peaked, because I heard the branch break, and rolling downhill must have taken more out of me than I wanted to admit, because just brushing myself off, I've only spread the stains I've collected over the parts I'd once protected, and if I'm gonna be honest with myself, I gotta stop acting so surprised. I've silently known in the back of my mind that comfort keeps its promises like the tide that gets us by. I think we were together, because so many days would have otherwise been spent alone. And all those nights would have fallen into other categories, like the one-night stands we would have had because we couldn't stand being alone or even stand on our own. So we would have been laid by the people we were gonna lie to either way. But I found the attic in my mind, where too many boxes gave too many reasons to hold on to a past kept in pictures like Polaroid steroids. They strengthened our memories to the point of becoming unnatural, but since our connection was the physical, we always had a bedroom in the talks we'd had. And the strength of our impatience created the foundations that we just built from there. And the living room in our hearts became furnished with the furniture we found out in the trash, looking used enough to fool all our friends into thinking we actually owned something together. But the only spark between us was the static of our skin, where friction forgot for us, we flowed forward into faster days. I'm now locked in the cellar of your memories. You've fallen into the basement of my ambitions, but for a while, we still held on. It was like holding on was the last thing that we could still do together, but Murphy's Law creates the catch-22 that locked the front doors on our capabilities and the windows of our eyes, closed the blinds on our future. I think the hardest thing for us to admit, we just never loved each other enough to create a very good story. Because there was a part of us that had given up before we'd even met. While peeking over the limits, reaching over the mountain that was once the summit of our relationship, all we could see was a clear blue sky holding up a single cloud, and it looked just like a cum stain that beads on a brand new sheet.